Welcome back to the next video in our MSP 101 Marketing Pillar series of videos, where we're once again talking about one of the core marketing pillars that you can implement in your own business. And today's video is all about starting a podcast. Now, following on from our recent couple of videos around events and MDF funding, today I wanted to talk to you about something that most people are just going to really read the title of and just go, nah, that's a crap idea. But just hear me out. Most people who think about starting a podcast probably are either thinking along the lines of, well, number one, they have an amazing idea that is so different to everybody else that they'd be crazy not to start a podcast. Or number two, well, it's just pointless starting one because there's just so many of them out there already. First up, if you have an amazing idea for a podcast, then just do it. I am still waiting to see the MSP version of Hot Ones, where Sean Evans interviews celebrities while progressively eating hotter and hotter chicken wings. It is like the perfect combination of comedy and entertainment and genuinely interesting conversations as you get a look at the real person, the real person behind each celebrity as they're trying to answer, very, very good questions, whilst also like everything inside them is on fire. If you have a great idea that you think will stand out, go for it. Think outside the box, and I guarantee you will get more traffic, more views or listens than just the regular type of podcast. Talking about the regular types of podcast, in the business world, most of the podcasts I do see are where business owner one sits down with business owner two and they have a chat. Chat about their journey, how they started in business, how they grew, any top tips on marketing, all that fun stuff. And whilst that is great and all, it is basically the same as what most other small businesses are doing, nothing unique, but it's also not a bad thing necessarily. Honestly, just hear me out here. The reason why you should start a podcast right now for your business and introduce it as one of your core marketing pillars is this. Take your dream list. If you don't already have a dream list, then make sure you subscribed and we'll maybe cover that in the next video where we'll talk about building a dream list. But you want to take your dream list of clients who you would love to work with and ask them to be on your podcast. Most of them will say yes because, well, who doesn't want to come and talk about themselves? It's free advertising and marketing for their own business to your audience, and they get to talk about themselves and their business. And in return, you get to speak with the dream client who you've always wanted to work with. Now, ideally, you do the podcast in person and in your offices, if that's still a thing, because now you can meet them in person. They get to see your offices, meet your staff, get a feel for the company culture and how helpful, you are to your customers, and just have a conversation. You will learn a lot more about them in the 30 or 60 minutes of chatting to them in the podcast than you would in just a regular sales meeting. Then, once the podcast is done, you thank them and let them on their merry way. Now, this isn't a chance to sell to them, but what you have done is educated them, shown them your business, met your staff, and shown them how you like to look after your customers. You want to make the experience of them visiting as special as you can, Heck, there is a business here in the UK who hired a full-time butler to look after their customers and staff to make sure they're watered and fed and ultimately just happy. Over time, you will build up a rapport with the majority of your dream clients. And over time, you will build relationships which can then turn into something more. As contracts expire or renew or they suffer an issue with their own IT systems, who do you think will be top of mind? Someone who's cold calling them and they have no real relationship with yet? Or someone who they've already met, spent an hour at least chatting to, and has already tried to help their business out by promoting it to their customers with zero expectations of a return or become a client or anything like that? That is how you use a podcast to grow your business. And that is how you also build a brand. That is everything for today's MSP 101 Marketing Pillar Series video. That is always a mouthful. Thanks for watching.